Imagine a tool where you can travel among the stars, you can visit any star map that you want, then you can put your ship in it, and then you can explore different planets. You can create planets on the fly, you just press random planet, and you have this planet, and you can go in and you can land your ship. Then you can begin exploring, and as you walk, you might meet new people, you might find new settlements filled with characters, filled with detail. You can roll a couple times until you get the one that you want, okay? And here you can meet some interesting characters. They all have equipment, they all have details. And furthermore, you can continue exploring. Maybe you will find some kind of dungeon that you want to go into to find some loot. Maybe a raider outpost, maybe an infested facility like this one. Again, you can roll a couple times. Even comes with different maps, okay? You accept, and then you can go inside this dungeon, and you can begin exploring. So you drop your character, you drop some foes you will find along the way, and you can even drop some zones in your dungeon to give it some detail. They all have details that you can uncover as you explore. As you move around and you battle, you will find these new things. Then you can go back to the planet you were in, you can go back to the star map that you were in, and you can even go back to the galaxy that you were in. And all that is kept in perfect order here in the game browser, where you can see the star maps, you can see the planets, and you can see the settlements. You can click on any of them to get the full detail of what's inside. This sounds interesting to you? Stick with this video, and in a short 10 minutes I'm going to show you how to do all of this in the Augur. This time I want to show you how to create sci-fi maps and how you can make sci-fi maps within maps, okay? So we start with this blank map right here, and we're going to be creating a new star system. So you right click anywhere on the map, you get this menu, you press on new location, and from these options you can pick star map. And then we are going to pick an image for the background of the map. I'm going to go with this one. All right, we create the map, and for the name, let's say this star or star system is called Firaxis. All right, so we have that here. If we press here on open map, now we are inside that star map. And here, the things we can do, for example, let's say we want to add some planets. You can right click anywhere on the map, and you press on this random planet option, and it will create a new planet, complete with a hex map. If you press here reveal map, you can see that it has a map, and you can even open the map for that planet, and then you can move your character into this location. You can create, for example, if you go to new locations, we have settlements. Let's see, we can create a new settlement. And if you are playing a sci-fi game, you can use this option right here, settlement. Okay, it will come with characters and everything. You accept it, and there you go. You can also create a dungeon like that, new location, dungeons, and let's say we want a raider outpost. All right, you see it has all this. We press accept. It also comes with a map. We press accept, and then on this panel for this dungeon, you can press on open map, okay, and it will open the map for that particular dungeon, and then you can drag some of these foes into the map. You can drag your character, and you can play around in this map, okay? If you want to go back to the previous map, you have this button right here, which takes you back to the planet, and then you can go back again, and we are back in our star system, okay? And let's say we want to add a few more planets, but we want to be more detailed about it, okay? So we right click, and instead of picking random planet, we can do new location, and we have these options right here. So we have planets, all right, and then we have the biome of the planet you want. Let's say that we want to go for a tundra planet, something with ice, okay, tundra. Okay, we have this cover for the planet, and it generates the hex map, but it starts hidden. So if you want to explore as you play, you have that option, or you can press here to reveal it, all right? And you get this. If you press here, it will create another planet with a different image, different properties here. It says a number. If you click on them, it is revealed, okay? That's to foster exploration as you play. Again, it made a new hex map. If you want to customize this map without having to roll the entire planet, you can go into this button right here, and it will open the hex map generation panel. If you want the hexagonal shape that you saw before, all you have to do is stick here, and you can increase the size so the map is larger, it has more hexes. You can also change the biome here. I'm going to leave it on tundra since that was the planet that we chose. You can change a lot of things here, like increase the amount of vegetation in the map, amount of mountains, and you can even increase the amount of water, okay? And if you press here, you will roll the map, but using the options here. Okay, so let's set this back again. You see this. You also have a different generator. This one creates archipelagos. I don't know how useful that is in a sci-fi game, but the option is there. Okay, once you have the hex map that you want, all you have to do is press accept here, and it will be created. Okay, and then you press accept here, and the map is added to your star map. So now we can open the map, and again we have this new map right here, and again you can drop your character and you can create new locations like settlements and such. Let's say that this is a medieval planet for some reason, so there are castles and things like that. So here you have the character, you accept, and we have the settlement here, we have these characters. If you press on the character, you can see details about the character. You can see even what equipments they're wearing. You can also unequip this, and you could also change the equipment if you want, right? You want to give him, let's say you want to give him a sci-fi armor for some reason, okay? So maybe he's wearing something like this or like that, anything you want. All right, that's how maps work in the Augur when you're playing a sci-fi game. You can do so much more. Let's say you want to add some ships here on the map. You go to new locations, you go to ships, and you have these options. Now, because I have the fantasy module enabled, you will see some sailing ships, but you can filter that using this panel right here. So here we have some sci-fi ships. Let's say we want to add this courier ship. It comes with the captain and everything, and you can roll a few times to get different results. Okay, so let's say we want this one. We got the light line. Okay, if you want to keep populating this map, it's very easy. You just right click, add a random planet. We could add another one here, and let's say we add another one here. Also, we have, if you go to new locations, settlements, we have sci-fi settlements as well. This habitat station, it's space theme. So it generates the station, it has details, and it has characters, okay? So accept and put it here. And let's say you want to add routes to this map, okay? We have this drawing toolbar option where you can draw lines, okay? So let's change the color first to something that looks better. So let's say we are using this blue color and we want to draw dashed lines, okay? With this selected, you press on this planet, you press and drag, and then you drag over to another planet. And let's say we want to use another color to represent a different kind of route, okay? So we over here and maybe to the station, and this two in red because maybe these are hostile routes or something like that, okay? All right. Okay, once you're done with your routes, you can close the toolbar. Okay, and now let's say you want to add your own ship. Here you have a dedicated ship panel for your character, and we press here to add a new ship. Okay, let's say the ship name is Raven. We accept, and here again I have the fantasy module on, but you can filter. So let's say spaceships, and let's say we want to use something like this. All right, and for the background I'm going to use this one. Okay, so here we have our ship, and if you're playing Starforge or Ironsworn, or you have the stats for your character here. Okay, and you can drag your ship into the map and move it around. You could also, let's say that you want to land on a let's say this one, which is okay, this is the planet that we generated, and you see that the map is hidden. Okay, so we open the map, and let's say that our ship lands right here. So as you land, you see that the location around your ship is revealed, and let's say that now we come out of our ship and we start exploring. Okay, now as you explore, you can add locations, add characters, whatever makes sense in your game. Okay, so let's add a dungeon, and now we add this infested facility. Okay, so we find this as we are exploring, and we want to go into that location. So our character starts here, and we start exploring. We can drop these zones here to represent things within the dungeon. Okay. All right, so this makes exploring and playing your sci-fi game very easy. Now, one last thing, Let's go back to the main map, the one we started, which is empty. Let's say that now you want to make multiple star sectors in your game, okay? Like you have this star axis, but you want to add more stars. All you would do is you press right click here, new location, and you go to star map, you select whatever you want. Okay, now let's say, sorry, let's pick a different, okay, a blue one. Okay, now let's say this is Tau Ceti. Alright, and you will go in this map and you add your planets just like we did before. Okay, I'm not gonna do that all over again. Now this one looks a bit not like a star map. What you can do is we can change the background. Yes, we go to map settings and then we press here change background. Okay, and we have different options here. You could go for something like this if it's not a star map or something like this, but if it's a star map you can pick one of these. Okay, let's say we go for this one. All right, and if you want to change the size of the map, like here's rectangular, which works great for widescreen computers and things like that, but you could change that if you want. If you want to make it a different size, or if you want to make it larger, let's say we want to make it a bit taller, we do this, and now the map is bigger. If you want to use hexes instead of squares here for the grid, you go to the grid option and you switch to hexes. Okay, then you can move around your stars so they fit right inside your hexes. And again, here you can also use the drawing routes, and you could add more star maps this way. Let's see, let's add a couple more. Star, okay, quick example, star 2, and let's add a different color, and you could add this here. Okay, and of course you can drop your ship right here, so now you're traveling between axes and this star right here. Okay, right now you might be wondering how you keep all that straight in your head. Well, you don't have to. You have the game browser right here. Okay, if you press, this opens and you see right here at the top we have our start map, this one right here, and then you see we have our 3 stars. Okay, we have Firaxis, we have star 2, we have Tau Ceti. If we open Firaxis, we see the planets that are in there, and you can even see the settlements within each planet. And if you open the settlements, you can even see the characters within each one. If you press on any of them, it will open a panel right here. So you can open the panel for the settlement, you can open the panel for the planet, and you can go to the planet right from this area. Okay, so it's very easy to navigate your game. Even if you have all these maps within maps, it's still very easy because of this game browser. All right, and using that you can jump to another star map like this one, go back to Firaxis, and you can always go back to your main map using this button right here, back to main map, which will take you to the one that has all the star maps. Alright, the Augur has so many more features. I'm only showing you the maps within map features, but you can do all kind of stuff. You can customize your character's avatar, you can change how it looks, you can change the armor, you can change the weapon, you can add shields if you want. For some reason you're playing a spaceship captain who wields a pistol and a shield, you can do that. You can filter all this between fantasy and sci-fi. Okay, so let's say you don't want to see any fantasy stuff, you just set sci-fi. Or better yet, let's say you only want to see fantasy stuff, and then we have some interesting outfits here you can give to your space captain character. Okay, like this leather jacket, and he may be wielding a sword or a katana, for example, and that's really cool. You can change the background that we're seeing here. For example, let's say we go to dungeons, which are my favorite backgrounds, and now we have this strange fantasy medieval character on a spaceship. That would go really well with some settings and games. Alright, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoy it, and if you want to know more, you can go to augurbtt.com and subscribe to the channel so you see all the new videos that I'm making. Thank you.